Now, imagine if your baby could tell you if it were hungry or cold or afraid, other than by crying, of course. Well, my next guest says babies can. American doctor Linda Acredolo, I practiced it before and I was like, oh, I'll get it right, is the co-founder of a simple sign language system called the Baby Signs Program. Welcome to the show, Linda.
Thank you very much, Sarah.
I was so excited when I heard you were coming on because I did exactly this with my daughter.
Wonderful.
Probably not as much, I probably didn't spend as much time as I could, but she definitely knew when she was only about 1 and still crawling how to sign things like, I want more milk and the cat. And it's really such a great way of communicating with your children, so much fun.
Well, it's not only fun, it's so good for the child to feel as though they're being recognized as somebody who has something going on in their heads. And babies are so frustrated when they can't get those messages across. So this is a way for them to get around that obstacle.
Let's go through it for people who are not aware of baby sign language. It looks similar, I guess, to a deaf sign language, but it's completely different. It's not really based on the deaf signs, is it?
Well, we do try and use some of the simple signs that the deaf community uses because it's a wonderful bridge to the deaf community. And what we're finding is that families who are doing our Baby Signs program are becoming more interested in sign language, and actually some of them are going on to learn American Sign Language or whatever the country of origin is. But we really make a point that it should be simple signs for babies because they don't have the motor coordination.
Well, of course not. Let's take a look at some babies doing some signing so people can understand what it's about. This is Baby Signs. It's just too cute.
Isn't it wonderful?
It actually really sort of gets you teary because it's so beautiful that they can communicate like that. And they're so innocent. So if you want to teach your baby how to do it, when do you start and how do you start?
Well, it's really very simple. We all teach our babies to wave bye-bye, and it's really no different. You say, would you like some more? Would you like some more? And you always say the word with the sign because you're hoping the baby will pick up the word if he or she can. And we say you can start anytime. We talk to babies anytime, even though they can't talk back. But really, starting around 6, 7, 8 months is a good time to start. Babies have many individual differences. Some of them will start signing simply, like milk is a very good early sign. But some babies will take maybe till they're 12 or 13 months old before they really start to really appreciate this opportunity to communicate.
Because I remember with my child, I must have started right when she was just about born. But it was several months. I think she was about a year. And when the first one she did, and I used to do it in French because I was trying to teach her le chat or cat. And when she did it, I mean, it was just amazing because she was this teeny little thing.
I know.
And it's such a neat. Now, a lot of people I've heard are concerned about signing because they think, well, it's going to prevent them speaking. Or it's going to hold them back verbally. Is that the case?
No, in fact, that was the major question that we wanted to answer. So we got a very large grant. I was a professor at the University of California at Davis. And we got a grant from the National Institutes of Health in the United States to study that very question. So we had babies who were being encouraged to use signs and babies who were not being encouraged to use signs. And we followed their verbal development for 2 years. And what we found is the babies who were encouraged to use signs actually learn to talk sooner.
Is that right?
It just increases their interest in communicating. We say, signing is to talking as crawling is to walking.
Okay, it's like the precursor.
Right, it's a precursor. It's a very natural way for babies to communicate.
Do you find once they've learned sign language, or the baby sign language, that once they talk, do they forget the baby sign language or do they incorporate it together? Because I didn't, once my child was talking, I probably haven't even looked back at that sign language.
What we find is they use the word and the sign together for a while. And that's very helpful because it clarifies what the baby's trying to say. If a baby says ba, you don't know if it's ball, baby, bottle.
That's
But if they do something like ba, and that's their sign for their bottle, then you know. So it clarifies the words. Then the sign tends to drop out unless they're eating and their mouth is full of food, and then they'll start signing again. Or if they're in church and they're supposed to be very quiet, then they'll start using their signs again. So it doesn't disappear completely.
Let's talk a little bit about you and how you got involved in this. You're a PhD,
yes,
I guess. And what did you study?
Well, I was studying early child development, but I wasn't interested in language development until my own child started to use signs spontaneously. She was developing signs. She was a year old. We were out in the garden, and she pointed at a rose bush, and she went... And I thought, wow, she's trying to talk about the flowers.
Oh, that's so
and
cute.
she used that sign the whole day to talk about flowers everywhere. And that was really the beginning, and she's now 26 years old.
So were you, did you invent it? Is that how it worked?
Well, we really did start the program. There are many programs out there now, but ours was really the original. And it was the one that I think has received a lot of attention because it is research-based. We definitely made sure that this was something positive for the children before we published our book or before we started to really try and promote it for parents.
Now, it's an American-based system. Is there a New Zealand version of it?
We have Baby Signs New Zealand. People can visit.
Is this quite new?
Yes, it is. It is. They can visit the Baby Signs website, www.babysigns.com. Scroll down, and you'll see Baby Signs New Zealand.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and we're very proud of that. It's becoming a worldwide phenomenon.
So, yeah, how many other countries have shown interest in your program?
Our book, which is Baby Signs, is the title of the book, is published in 14 different languages.
Wow.
So everything from Serbo-Croatian to Lithuania to China, it's all over.
And of course,
it's a universal language.
It is, and more is the same in any language.
That's right.
Thank you so much, Linda, for coming on the show.
It's a pleasure, Sarah.
And best of luck with the progress in New Zealand here.
Yes, thank you very much.